This damn contraption. Ooh. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Italian Grand Prix here in Monza. And yes, and this is going to be a very interesting day. I have no doubt about that. And to be honest, in ALR at the moment, we are in a quite a special period of time. What do I mean by that? In gold, then the championship is actually tied between Sam Swift Ninja and Lucas Percy. In the bronze championship, there is 1 point separates the top two in the standings. And I've just stood in a wet patch, which is not good. So that's my beautiful white socks gone. That's a shame. It is Dan who leads at the moment now, the championship by 1 point, but I don't think Dan's in here tonight. Let's have a look. Yes, he is. I'm telling Porkies. I'm sure I read someone that Dan wasn't racing. Dan leads the championship by 1 point from Marsky in second position. 10 points in front of Kian, who is not racing, in third position. Jennett will be racing that Ferrari. And what pressure has Jennett got on themselves tonight? Of course, representing the Scuderia. From fourth is Smithy Almighty. Smithy Almighty only 17 points away from his teammate. Smithy Almighty's had an incredible run of form in the last few races or so, and has really gate crashed the championship, hasn't he? Same with Jenner as well. Jenner's been on fine Vettel in the last couple of races, so can he keep that performance up then? Of course, Haas technically a B team Ferrari, should I say that? Probably not, to be fair, but Haas Ferrari are in fifth position with Jenner on 65 points away from Dan here tonight as it stands out. Serious Mushroom only 3 points further back on 68 points. I think the top six realistically it's in the chance of fighting for the championship, in my opinion, at the moment. Will that change as tonight goes on? Remains to be seen then, as Marsky blasts past me, almost taking my toupee off as we go down into turn one. Siggers Muck in 7th position on 91 points. 8th position is Craig R on 67 points. I feel that Craig R, plus Siggers Muck and Craig R probably would be feeling a bit disappointed being that low on points, considering the fact they started off really well this season. Team Rocket League on 67 points as well. Hungry Stars, brilliant season so far on 56 points. 51 for Anthony. Season stalled out a bit in Zandvoort a week ago, but let's see if Anthony can get back on that horse. I don't think he's in here, actually, is it? Oh, goodness me. Then we have got Slayer in 12th, Dynamo Dan in 13th, Luke on 17 points, 14 for Duncan Dave, Winnie on 10. Brilliant results for Winnie in his first two races. Albie, Ashton, and Swanshanks have not scored yet. Marsky just coming out the Ascari chicane. Of course, I'm not on circuit, so hopefully everyone should get through Ascari. Ferrari leads the Constructors' Championship then, so is this a fiesta for Ferrari? Is this a celebration here in Monza tonight for Ferrari? Well, maximum that Ferrari can score tonight is 26 points, with the second driver of Jenna unable to score because they are a reserve driver. That rule has come into place because over the years in ALR Formula 1, some reserves have really helped constructors go on to win the championship there. And case in point is actually Ferrari a season or two ago then. We got the Kick Sauber, Sick as Muck going second fast run, and Ashton in third. Ashton drove superbly well in Zandvoort. I think that's his best performance as a Formula 1 driver so far in his very, very short career. Jenner on medium tyres are into the 90s already there. Jenner, remember when he won the championship in bronze a few seasons ago, it was the second half of the season which Jenner really turned up then, and I feel that this could be history repeating itself here this afternoon or this evening. I'm looking for a McLaren. And now I think I am looking for Duncan Dave. There is Duncan Dave. McLaren, just like in gold, have really started to change their fortunes around. Now, they have had a horror show. They've had a horror show 2024, has McLaren. Not in the real world of Formula 1, but certainly in ALR, they've been pretty shocking, haven't they? Of course, not even into the triple figures yet in the joint constructors. Smithfield Mighty goes second fast, but the fast of the soft runners, but still 4/10 of a second away from Jenner at the moment. Got an Aston Martin coming across the line. And that Aston Martin has just started a lap then. I was trying to sound clever, and that's what you get for sounding clever, Sean. Wind your neck in. Dynamo Dan then, who of course was Jenner's championship rival back in at season 5 of bronze. Then out of the Parabolica, or is it the Michele Alboreto turn? Either way, of course, Michele Alboreto, a legendary Ferrari driver in of his own right. Then is we've got Dynamo Dan going third fast. I think the two Haas cars doing a bit of slipstreaming, are they, down the back straight then of Hungry Styles, and it was Jenner who's towed along Styles there. We didn't see much of that in gold, did we? Across the line goes Styles there on a 21-3. Maybe that tow has not helped Styles at all, to be fair. Down in 6th position, but of course qualifying one. Only one qualifying session in bronze, as the same in silver as well. Right, Astra John's about half a lap away, so can I go for the constructors? RB in second position there, 54 points away from the Ferrari. Alpine in third position, 97 points away from the Ferrari, 43 points away from the RB team. Haas are in at fourth position, 172 points, 113 for the Williams team, 103 points for the Kick Sauber, 84 points for Red Bull, 63 points for this team here, Aston Martin, 37 points for Mercedes, and McLaren are only 11 points away from Mercedes now, and could potentially get themselves off the bottom of the constructors here tonight. Great stuff indeed there for the McLaren Mercedes team. Across the line goes Astra John in 7th position there, and a big fan of Astra John I am, and hopefully Astra John can get a full-time seat in ALR in a not too distant future. Of course, so I cannot try the admins on that. I wish I try, but unfortunately, it doesn't work out for me very well. To be fair, as then obviously I lose my rights to of course, to chocolate over Christmas. Rocket League coming past the first Lesmo. As I'm neglecting you on the comments here. I know it's shocking stuff indeed. As we're just going to watch Rocket League going through the Ascari chicane. Rocket League, as I've mentioned in the build-up, in the championship, Rocket League probably could have and should have got more points. He's got 2 pole positions this season, Rocket League has. Remember, this is only Rocket League's second full season in ALR, Formula 1. So I feel that Rocket League, potentially, maybe not this season, maybe next season, but I certainly think he's going to be a Grand Prix winner before the season's out. Hopefully that's not a commentator's curse. If it is, I apologise profusely to Rocket League. Swanshanks there into the Parabolica, or the Michele Alboreto turn. I apologise. Of course, it's got 2 names now, technically. Swanshanks on the medium tyres. Swanshanks, I think, is going for a race run here. Goes 9th fastest there. 10 minutes in this qualifying session to go. Luke on circuit as well in the Aston Martin now. Of course, Luke, who makes his 8th Grand Prix start in the Aston Martin tonight. Aston Martin have had a bit of musical chairs this season. Luke and Anthony, both drivers that didn't start in the Aston Martin, but hopefully we'll be finishing off the season now through the second chicane. Here we go then. As we got Nosey, good luck, bronze head. As Farf wanted to be first head. Farf is loving life tonight. I'm not sure why, but Farf is over the moon. And I don't know why he is, but maybe because he might not be hosted tonight, which means that we may have a dry race then for once. 53 in the second intermediate split time. Jinner. Hi all, good evening to you, Jinner. Words from Smithy, it's dry. Well, I'm in absolute shock. Of course, that's why, of course, going far after the hosts, we do have a dry race then. Out to the Parabolica comes Luke now. Coming up to the line then for Luke, and across the line he comes. Luke goes 5th fast at the moment then, very much in the heart there. Here at the midfield, here comes Moomin. Moomin's driven the last 4 Grand Prix. I think he'd be happy not to be in the Kick Sauber, because even though he was out of the Sauber, Moomin was out of the Sauber, he's drove the last 2 Grand Prix for the Kick Sauber. Now in the Red Bull is Moomin. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. Is Moomin, and they've driven the superb races. I think Moomin should, if Moomin didn't make a mistake on the strategy, which is easy for me to say up here in the old commentary position. If Moomin did make a strategical error, Jenna goes faster still on those soft tyres there. Jenna then aiming for his 10th pole position of the season. Ridiculous numbers there. I thought Kiki's pole position record was going to stand for until the test of time, but just a season later, and Jenna's already potentially going to steal that, as we had a car that's just teleported into the pit lanes. One of the Alpines, I think it was. Moomin drove a superb race last time out and deserved a top 10 at the very least. I think the Moomin probably deserved probably top 8, to be fair. Did a great job, Moomin did. Unfortunately, an additional pit stop like Marsky did go onto the soft tyre, I believe, whilst Moomin went on to the medium tyre, and unfortunately that didn't work out too much. Here's Mushroom, who's currently 5th at the moment now, but it's a bit squirrely out of the second chicane. Comes Mushroom, 8 minutes ago in this qualifying session, about half distance, well, just over half distance, isn't it, really, in this qualifying session. Serious Mushroom onto the medium compound tyre as well, then, in the Willy, as coming under the old bank in there. I've got a frog in my throat again. That's better. I unmuted myself too early as well. That is moving there, flicking over the Ascari chicane. And look at that. Wow, within track limits there. Absolutely lovely stuff indeed. Ultimate Beast. Hey, Sean. Good luck, everyone. Ultimate Beast there on 6. 6 pole position last night. Mercedes have had 11 pole positions in 15 Grand Prix. Or was that 16? In 16 Grand Prix. That's redonkulous, isn't it? And another 1-2 for Mercedes. Well, I think that's the second 1-2 for Mercedes this season. And no other team has had a 1-2 so far. Then, as someone is, I think that, who was that just jumped up the order? That's pretty decent. It's Moomin, who's now in the 8th position. Good 17. Slayer having another bite of chair, but Slayer has unfortunately used a lot of battery at this stage of proceedings, as he wants a lot of battery down that back straight. So Slayer may be feeling a bit of the pinch in terms of lack of power coming out of that Mercedes down into the parabolica, unfortunately. Hello to Slayer. Slayer's also in the comments as well. Hello, Slayer. I don't think he's in the comments now. I'm reading the comments probably far too late. Lovely helmet design as well, by the way, for Slayer. One thing I would like to see next season, or probably on the next game, of course, everyone probably wants, short tracks again, maybe classic tracks. I love a classic track, to be honest. Bring back F1 2013. Of course, classic cars as well. But one thing I do want is more variety of helmet design then. That's one thing that we need, I think, from my point of view. Here's LB returning back to the kick Sauber then on the back straight cut out to the parabolica. Not set a time just yet. We got 5 drivers that hasn't set a time. Winnie, Vintage, Dan, Jenna, and LB. Yellow flag in the background there. We did not see that because we was keeping an eye on what LB does then. Over the grid hatches, across the line, 16 fastest there, 0.2 of a second away. Winnie is starting his lap then. Vintage is on, coming out of Curva Grande. Here comes Dan, the championship leader by the slenderest of margin. Across the line, 3rd fastest there. And in front of teammate and rival, in front of championship rival Marsky in 6th position. Remember, Kian not in here tonight there, as Kian will be losing a bit of ground then, unfortunately, in the championship here tonight. Vintage then currently making his 99th Grand Prix start tonight. I'll have to check that, because I'm sure that, I think that's right then, but I've just done that off the top of my head, which is never a good thing. But Vintage are almost 100 starts for bronze, and as the camera almost lost him as he flew through the Ascari chicane there. Kiki, hi. Oh goodness me, is Kiki there just feeling a bit unhappy after the contact between himself and Astra John then. This part of the circuit here, well, actually it's a bit further up then. Vintage goes 90, 18 fastest boat there. This part of the circuit here then, Astra, John and Kiki did make contact, and they was going 3 abreast down to turn 1 there, and unfortunately, both drivers came to blows and in that retired Kiki. To be fair, when you go at this speed then with the low downforce, the cars can get very jittery indeed. Here comes Rocket Lee. Who was that then? Dan as staying in 3rd position, but it's Dynamo Dan. It's the other Dan. It is the other Dan in the other Alpine going 4th. That's a really good time indeed there for Dynamo Dan. Dan's going to be overjoyed with that, because Dan would like to see his teammate probably get a bit more involved. However, I'm not sure if Dynamo Dan's going to help his fellow namesake Dan here, because I think that Dynamo Dan then is a race winner himself, and probably, does he care about Dan's championship? I'm sure he does, but of course it's very difficult for as a race driver to let your teammate through, isn't it? Especially when you're having a difficult season yourself. Here's Rocket League going for 3 pole positions this season. He's got 2 so far, Rocket League has. Currently 0.4 of a second improvement, but it's still a whisker behind Jinner. Jinner and Rocket League are so good in qualifying. Absolutely love watching both those two. Although both those two tackle this Grand Prix circuit. Smithy Almighty coming to finish, starter's lap there. We got one of the Red Bulls, but we're just sticking with Sickers Muck, 5th fastest moment. Sickers Muck is Swanshanks in the wall. Swanshanks out of qualifying, unfortunately. And just looking for that second. And here's Astra John then going to the scene of the accident. Then it's a 10th for a second up. Swanshank's car has been removed. Then it's just on board of Astra John. Oh dear, oh dear. Big Al, good evening. We've also got Camarisa. Hello, Sean. Hello, racers. Good luck to bronze then. As I got my poles in a shorter season, Kiki had said that. That is true. Kiki, I think that it was 17, 18 races last season for Kiki. But nevertheless, as going across the line comes Astra John. Where's Sick as Muck then? There is Sick as Muck. It's 10 for second down. It's had a bit of a shocker for Middlesex there, and Sick as Muck has abandoned his time. What is the time on the clock, I hear you ask? Sadly, I don't know, because there's a yellow flag that is disrupting our viewing pleasure. Unfortunately, Smithfield Mighty has taken liberties with the track limits, unfortunately, and has had to bail on that. And I think that Smithfield Mighty will be coming into the pits there. Where's Serious Mushroom? He is on the soft tires now. Serious Mushroom is there. Slayer also out on circuit as well, trying to get a slippery, sly slipstream now from the Mushroom. Here comes Mushroom's teammate Astra Army, who did a great job in Zandvoort a week ago. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Actually, I think he was superlative indeed. Then was Real Astra there. Give big thumbs up for me. Why is Jinner drives in bronze? He had pace for silver and gold. Also, camera is saying that he's sandbagging. Says at Kiki. To be fair, Jinner got relegated from silver last season. A bit of a disappointing season last season for Jinner, but has really bounced back this season. But remember, Jinner had struggled as Ashton has found 4/10 to has found 4/10 to a second there, and has moved himself in a whisker of Slayer. Here comes Serious Mushroom then coming into the parabolic canal. Mushroom down in 13th, but that was on the medium compound tires. We still got a yellow flag somewhere, so I still don't know how much is left in this qualifying session. Mushroom has just gone completely into the back of who's that? That's Astra John. It's a 5-place grid penalty, and oh dear, that is not ideal at all. And oh my, and Astra John, I'm not sure what happened there, but Serious Mushroom, unless Astra John was in a different part of the circuit, whether there was some GPS issues or something like that, I am not sure, but that was pretty horrific, to say the least. And Serious Mushroom has also got a 5-place grid penalty for his trouble. Serious Mushroom will start 19th on the grid if he does not improve his time movement. Great time up into 9th position there. But the talk of qualifying is what has happened between Astra John and Serious Mushroom there. Is that a technical glitch there for the Williams team, or is there something untoward that has happened there? But Astra John, lucky to still be in this qualifying session. Astra John currently in 12th at the moment there. Oh dear, that is not ideal at all there. Oh my word there. So just got relegated from silver. I did then. It says Jinner. I apologise, Jinner. I've really not helped you there, have I? Because I think I should have said it earlier on, shouldn't I? And I've just rubbed salt into the wounds there, haven't I? Vintage out qualifying in 18th position. I'm looking for a Mercedes actually. Slayer up into 10th position. Good time there from Slayer. Unbeknownst to me, Duncan Dave in 13th at the moment. We have got a Haas car somewhere out there. Is it? It's Hungry Styles who's also coming into the pits as well. What about Luke then? Luke is on the limit of the Aston Martin and beyond. What could Luke do? He's 8 fastest. Well, then it's a good time. That's 4 fastest on the second row of the grid. Lovely stuff indeed there. I think I'm looking for an Alpine. Oh, Dan Dan's invalidated. Dan Dan is. That is it for Dan Dan, unfortunately. Jinner also in the pits as well. What about, who am I looking for? It's coming across the line there. Does come one of the Red Bulls. And Dynamo Dan is in front of his teammate Dan Dan here. Dynamo Dan is firing on all cylinders. Jennett goes 17 faster than Ferrari. Winnie's up into third. Goodness gracious me. And he certainly has had his shredded wheat this morning. Great stuff indeed. Albie is invalidated this time. It is Jinner on pole position. Second is Rocket Lead. Now that's a turn up for the books there. But pole position number 10 for Jinner. And absolutely splendid stuff indeed there. And that is Jinner's third pole position in a row for the Haas team. And let me just take a look at his career totals there. So just taking a beautiful look at this gentleman on the screen now. 13th pole position of his career for oh, I'm so sorry. For Jinner now. Fantastic stuff indeed there. However, So Jenner on pole position then with Rocket Lee alongside him. Quickly get to the comments then before we talk about what occurs then. Happy Flimpy Cognan, please rain like it didn't go up there. No quality, I'm good. I just need to get a race pace then. Lol, seriously, be Sarah on that as well. As Slayer, what happened to Mushroom there? Seriously, says Flippy as well then. As that is the talk of qualifying. Jenner getting his 13th pole position of his career, getting his 10th of the season. But Serious Mushroom ploughed into the back of Astra John then, coming into the pit lane. Serious Mushroom will have a 5-place grid penalty and start 19th on the grid. That is not ideal at all for the Williams team. And as you just take a look at the top of the field, then less than a tenth of a second separates the front two. Jenner is, I'd say that Jenner is in the championship fights at the moment then, and winning in third position as well. Of course, Winnie and Rocket Lee are not in the championship fight as it stands at the moment. And they're really going to put the cat amongst the pigeons, so to speak. There, interesting stuff. Andy, I hope Jenner can convert into a win. As we now go into the race itself. What am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying, to be honest. Let's get going, shall we? Let's get going in as we now get started for the Italian Grand Prix. Beautiful sunshine, as we heard from our Ted Krawick stand in the pit lane, which is Smithy, who's also a racing driver as well. Maybe he should be our Karun Chandok then potentially. Right then, let's get on with the broadcast, shall we? So tonight then, so can Jenner, if he wins tonight, Jenner will then get into under a Grand Prix win if Dandan Olmarski does not score. So keep a ponder on that. Will he? No, he won't on Top Porcues. They'll be about 40 points away. So almost within a Grand Prix win then for Jenner. So Jenner's still got a lot of work to do if he wants to gate crash this championship. As the Serious Mushroom, but Mushroom down into the back of the field. Smithy Almighty is there or thereabouts in the midfield, but Smithy Almighty is the opposite to Jenner in a way, isn't he? Because Smithy Almighty has a really good race trip, but not very good qualified. But having said that, Jenner's been superb in the last couple of races in terms of race trim then. Right, let's go for the grid, shall we? No, it's sunny, says Andy Flippy Cognan. As we go through the grid then from front to back, 20 cars then around this legendary circuit here in Monza Park. Jenner, 13th pole position of his career, world champion of bronze from season 5. Trying to gate crash the championship is Jenner. What can he do though from first position then? Of course, had issues with tyre wear, didn't he? Especially in Belgium, but that has been put to bed, hasn't it, in the last recent race or so? Was it? No, it wasn't Belgium. What am I talking about? Imola was one circuit that certainly plagued Jenner, wasn't it? And the course circuit before Belgium as well, which I cannot remember off the top of my head. I'm sure it was Hungary, to be honest. Rocket Lee second on the medium tires, and the drag down to turn 1. It's quite a long drag down into turn 1, so that means that Rocket Lee will have half a chance, or more than half a chance. Winnie really impressive in that McLaren. Winnie is certainly being the revolution of McLaren this season, and leading in terms of getting points for McLaren as well. Fantastic. Dynamo Dan in 4th position. Is this the most competitive we've seen Dynamo Dan this season? Potentially, but qualifying, very interesting stuff indeed. With Dan in 5th position, the championship leader, 1 point separates him and Marsky. On medium tyres, so is Dan. Luke in 6th position, great time for Luke then, with Sick as Muck, who I thought was higher up the grid, to be honest, and except for the hard tyres. Just shows how incredibly competitive that final couple of minutes was. Medium tire for Marsky. Marsky is matching what Dan's doing, but Dan is about 3 cars in front of him. 9th position is Smithy Almighty. Of course, he is in the championship fight as well. I've said that the top 6 in the championship are in the championship fight, but that could completely turn on its head later on. Then Moomin, great performance. The last 2 or 3 races for Moomin's been superb. Can Moomin get on points in the points head? Slayer in 11th position, great time for Slayer. 12th is Styles. 13th Astra John after issues in qualifying. But hard tires for Duncan Dave. Swanshanks in 15th on hard tires. Ashton in 16th. Can he repeat what happens in... Oh, dear. Duncan Dave is facing the wrong way. That Duncan Dave needs to get himself sorted. Cronto. Janet 17th. Albie 18th. Vintage 19th. Serious Russia in 20th position after that 5-place grid penalty. The lights are going to be coming on soon now. As we're just waiting for Duncan Dave, who is unfortunately they had an issue there, but on the grid then, and that's not going to help his launch then. 5 lights are on here in Monza. Here we go! And it's lights out at the Temple of Speed, as this is going to be a drag down into turn 1, and Rocket Lee's already passed Jenner. Going into turn 1 then, that's a great start for Rocket Lee and the Red Bull. No, the RB then into turn 1, if they all made it through safe then, and they have indeed, there's 3 abreast, and they're all forced each other off, and the Aston Martin's being forced there, and there's debris all over the circuit, and they're even merging into each other at the back of the field. Good heavens above there. It's a PG show, gentlemen. And through Curva Grande for the first time then, and in the moment, Rocket Lee leads Junior second, winning in third position, Dan in fourth position there, Dan with Dan dropped down 2 positions there in the Alpine there, so not ideal there, moving up into 8th position already. There's a spin at the back there, it's Styles off the circuit. Astra John is also off the circuit as well. Oh goodness gracious me, Astra John's got damage there. Styles also trying to recover as well, not ideal at all. Back in the front then, Rocket Lee leads with Jinner in second position. Third position is Winnie, great start from Winnie, but the hard tires are not going to be as quick as the medium tires at the moment, so Rocket Lee needs to basically be a rocket in this stage there, and really start to rocket himself away. On board with Sickers Mike then in 10th position. Smithfield March all over the gearbox of movement as they come through the opening stage of this lap then. There's Astra John in the background, limping then in the Aston Martin. Who is that then? It's Albie up the inside of the Ferrari of Jenner, who's flown up 5 positions. Albie's moved up 5 positions as well. Moomin's dropped down a position. Is lap 1 completed. Look at the gap there. It's a 10th for a second. It's less than a 10th for a second now because Jenner's all over the gearbox, and I'm just sounding like a racehorse commentator into turn 1. Rocket Lee, second is Jinner, third position is Winnie, fourth position is Dan, and look at this there, and there's all kinds of shenanigans going on here, because now we've got the Ferrari of Jenner there alongside LB, Serious Mushroom also in a bit of fracas as well. On the inside there goes LB, contacting the Curva Grande. Love the helmet is on by Jenner there, feels like the Italian race colours on the crash helmet. Jenner there having to do 12 positions there, gets past LB, and through he goes there. Great manoeuvre there from the Ferrari driver, as LB dropped down to 13th position there. Just in front that is Slayer all over the back of Sick as Muck there. Great stuff indeed then. Big movers and shakers, and Serious Mushroom at 4 positions. Up 5 is Jenner and LB. Great stuff indeed. Rocket Lee has lost the lead already in this race then, as Jenner has taken the lead then. We know Jenner's very quick at the moment then, but I was expecting Rocket Lee to potentially pull away if he could there, but that's not the case at the moment. Look at how much commitment they had through the Ascari chicane there. And look at Jenner already trying to break the slipstream there. Remember that you do not weave in the braking zone, but I suppose you can weave going down into the braking zone, if that makes any sense at all, which it probably doesn't. Out of parabolic and then on lap 3, Jenner sent the fast up the race center course, followed by Dan. Look at this, there's the top 4 now starting to really slipstream each other. Slayer is into the top 10. Great innings there from Slayer. Up the inside goes Dan passes the Aston Martin. Rocket Lee has not been able to get the job done. Jenner is now parked into the apex, which means that they can't get past. Winnie is trying to go up and under here. There is Winnie. You can barely see the Papaya McLaren all over the gearbox over Rocket Lee. We've got all kinds of movers going on in the midfield then, and Jenner is still taking the lead. Then Rocket Lee's gone. Oh, yes, it now. As Naha still leads. Second position, Rocket Lee. Winnie in third position there. As one of the Aston Martins going very wide. That was Luke, it was. And Lucas lost momentum there. Marsky is through. And up into sixth position there. We've also got a lot of movement in the midfield here. There is the confirmation of Marsky. Some Swan Shanks, and goodness gracious me, Serious Mushroom and Duncan Dave also involved as well. Jennett says dropped down to 16th. What's happened to Jennett? Because Jennett was fighting with Al B into at one stage. Vintage there on his 99th Grand Prix start here tonight. Currently just sitting back and watching this anarchy play out. Lucas got a 3-second penalty. That is going to be painful for the next 24 laps or so. Wow, incredible 17. I need to take a breath. Goodness gracious me. Good job about the car. A monster. Oh, that Ferrari is feeling a bit twitchy on the old rear posterior. No DRS down the back straight. There will be DRS so on the start-finish straight. DRS has been enabled in the last couple of laps, but we haven't even talked about that yet. A lot of harvesting going on then. Dynamo Dan is outside the fast lap. Look at these times out there. Just tumbling like a fruit machine here at this moment in time then, as drivers are starting to really get some momentum. Dynamo do something. That's Dynamo Dan I think he starts the break and just went into the side there. I don't think that was an overtaken opportunity there. But Dynamo Dan, who had a great start then, and he's come back on the track right in front of LB. I think is that a dangerous re-entry into the curve there, potentially. I'm trying to look to see what's happening here, because now we've got Jinner back in the lead. Dan's over the third position there. Winnie's dropped down into fourth position at the moment there. And Rocket Lee having a sniff into the first of the two last ones. Golly gosh there. Wow, Jenner's now lost out there, because now we've got more action here, and now goes at Vintage, getting past number 2, 16th position. Magnificent stuff from the Red Bull. Wow, incredible stuff indeed then. Right, let's get rid of those position changes, shall we? Because now it's all about the tyres then. Yes, I know it's a tyre formula. We've got to talk about those tyres, haven't we? So we've got a couple of penalties coming as well. Sickers, Merck and Moomin there. Of course, former teammates now trading places in the Ascari chicane. And Sickers, Merck there on the DRS down into the Ascari chicane. Goodness gracious me. Look at the top 7. Very much within vicinity of each other. Was that contact between Dan and Winnie? Dan could not afford contact at this stage of the championship, and certainly at this stage of the race either. And Winnie there probably knows that, and Winnie may even use a bit of strong arm tactics as well, then potentially to intimidate that. But can you intimidate the champion? Down into turn 1 there. Oh my goodness me there. Straight contact. Jinner's off the circuit. Rocket Lee has made contact with Jinner into turn 1. Oh no. Jinner is going to be absolutely furious with that. Was the overtake on there, or was that a day late and a dollar short? Slayer's off the circuit as well. Slayer is recovering. It's all action down into turn 1, but Slayer also dropping down the order as well, as I'm now coming out of the second chicane, and Rocket Lee is trying to defend from Winnie here, so off the circuit. Who's that? That's a Ferrari. That's coming out of Curva Grande here. Goodness me. And that's a hole the wing gun. It's a virtual safety car here on the 5th lap. And breathe. Whew. My goodness gracious me, I'm glad that was a VSC, because that was getting far too much for me, wasn't it? Right, so Rocket Lee leads, but there's going to be a lot of contention in the paddock after that. Was Rocket Lee's overtake bona fide, or did Jinner earn the space that I feel might have been a day late and a dollar short from Rocket Lee? However, good job I'm not a steward, because all the times I've put my input in is gone the opposite way every time there's a steward's inquiry. So make of that as what you will. So I'm going to stay on the fence for this one. But Winnie in second position on the hard tyres then. It's all the medium runners then. Third, fourth and fifth then, with Dan Morsky and Smithy Almighty. First, second and fourth in the championship, or third, fourth and fifth in this Grand Prix. Luke in for sixth position. Jinner down into 7th now on the hard tyres, and this race is not over for Jinner. Sickers Mercate moving in a superb 9th. Dynamo Dan misjudges breaking point, didn't he? Did Dynamo Dan there, and I think did a very good opportunity. Did a very good manoeuvre to not take out anyone. I think that's fair play to Dynamo Dan. Unfortunately, got a penalty for that then. Nolte, chill out, Bronze. And out of the pits now comes Slayer on the medium tyres. And we're back racing. And Jenner's also made a. Oh, what's that? What's that in the background? Oh, the outside goes a Winnie. And it's the inside. And Marsky's through. I'm in the 5th finish, or is it because we're just having a fight between the two Lesbos? And Marsky then has had to sit and bide his time then. And I've got a really wet sock now. And it's not from sweat. It's because I've stepped in something not very nice on my carpet. I hope it is Coke. Now going into the Ascari chicane. Winnie, look out, they've dropped Dan, and Winnie's all over the gearbox here. He is very much tailgating Rocket Lee. That is not legal on the road, is it? Goodness me. But Winnie there is almost out of Earth's deployment by the looks of that rear rain light there. So is Rocket Lee as well, actually, out of the parabolica and up to the line now. And DRS is now enabled, of course, and that was a VSC, not a full safety car. That's why the DRS is still enabled, and here comes Rocket Lee. And here comes Winnie as well. Winnie is just punching a hole in the air then. Marsky's now past Luke then, and moved himself up into 5th position now. Jinner then is all over the gearbox of the Aston Martin. Luke is having all kinds of problems with that rear, and Luke is going to lose out position. He has lost out to Jinner on the outside into Curva Grande. It's a grande move. I make myself laugh. That's all important. Rocket Lee is still in the lead at the moment there. So Winnie, is on the hard tyre now. So we've got to talk about the tyre strategies here. So we expect it to be a one-stopper. Now, don't think anyone's going to do a multiple stopper on this race unless you have been forced into that. With Slayer and Jenner might have to do a multiple stop in this Grand Prix now, unless there's a safety car. Well, I assume with a safety car coming out, they would go to a multiple stop. But of course, of course, though, the reason why it's only a one-stopper, there's a lot of time to lose in the pit lane. The amount of time that you lose in the pit lane around here is absolutely monumental. I don't have a number. I probably should, really, if I was meant to be a proper commentator. But, yes, I fail to prepare to fail, as they say, on the inside. Yes, Winnie takes the lead, then, of the Italian Grand Prix. Jenner's having the 5th position there. Dan, and no, it's the other Dan. It's Dynamo Dan this time. Jenner said the fast hand race moving on the outside. Winnie has lost the lead almost instantly there. Is that what's happening from that was out? And Dan through as well up the inside. There's contact between the two cars. And Dan now. It's having his Smithfield Martin's come through. Winnie's also got down into 4th position now. It's Anarchy. Smithy's having his 2nd position now. Dan has dropped down into 3rd. Oh my word there. Dan was looking at 1st, has dropped back down to 3rd. Then it's not all doom and gloom yet though for the championship leader. Of course, then at this stage of this crucial stage of the Grand Prix and of the race as well, and of the season as well, Slayer is mushing, flying through the field like a hot knife through butter, up in the 10th position now. Slayer is at the fast stop of the race there, on board with Jenner now. Then Jenner having a sniff, nothing more than that though. Odds are on board now with Jenner. The pole set at 10 times on the pole now for Jenner and the Haas there. And Marsky now all over the gearbox of the Haas driver as well. But look at that, he's absolutely rocketing away. It is Jenner there. Jenner using a bit of energy deployment, I would assume there, as that was a lot of acceleration there from the outside of Marsky. And remember, Marsky there is got keep an eye on Dan here. Here comes Winnie. Goodness me, almost onto the grass. Winnie is a Grand Prix winner, is Winnie. So he knows how to win Grand Prix. Remember Azerbaijan, where he could have and should have won that Grand Prix. And of course, look at this. And now Jenner on the outside. Jenner takes 4th position. Incredible. What an overtake there for Jenner. Now here comes Jenner. He's absolutely flying. Jenner's off the circuit. Jenner's off the circuit in the first Lesmo. Down into turn 1. Jenner takes a fair position there. And goodness me, how are they stopping these cars? Jenner's gone wide, but he keeps the position there. But Winnie's now going to go up and under. Jenner lost all kinds of momentum. Winnie back in the 3rd position. Fantastic. Can Jenner fight back there? This is absolutely exceptional. Rocket Lee still leads the way, but they've lost the 2nd now. They are outside of DRS detection zone. Is that crucial? I feel that's crucial in this Grand Prix. Jenner again, all kinds of out of shape. They're showing off. That's Dan off the circuit. Dan is off the circuit. Oh my word. Marsky takes the lead in the World Championship. But we've got a long way to go. Lap 9. We ain't even at half distance yet. What an incredible Grand Prix this is here. Oh my word. Right. I need to calm down a bit because I haven't even got to half distance yet. My word, gentlemen, there. Absolutely incredible stuff. Jennings back in the pits. There's a horror show for the 2nd Ferrari. The other Ferrari is now with his 2nd position. I'm pressurising the RB. Is RB still technically an Italian team? Now, Duncan Dave has lost out. And now Swanshanks is off the circuit. And as Dan is out of the race there. Where's Dan gone? He's gone off the circuit at Ascari Chicane. And Dan, the World Championship leader, has gone into the wall. And Wallace and Jitter stayed out. And this is heartbreak for Dan. And he now needs to pray that there is going to be issues for Marsky. I'm sure he doesn't, but if I was Dan, I certainly would there. Right, into the pits now then. So anyone on medium tires is coming in and going onto the hard compound tires. Jenner is the only driver that stayed out. Is the only driver that stayed out there. And Jenner has left the session. Hopefully Jenner can get back in pronto, because Jenner could have a chance of really mixing it in and getting himself back into potential points in this one there. We do not know what happened to Dan, but it was in the 2nd chicane. Got very cozy. It has been it's been getting a bit rough and tough, hasn't it, in this Grand Prix? And potentially track position here in Monza could be key for the outcome of this Grand Prix, which is normally not something you would say. I'd say come in the pits, get on a new set of tyres, and away you go. But I think with the anarchy that's going on here tonight, potentially Jenner might have pulled off a shrewd manoeuvre here. Having said that, I do feel that he might get swallowed out. Same with Ashton Norman as well. But my goodness me, Ashton, great drive into 2nd position mode there. That's the highest position Ashton's been in his career, and brilliant brilliant stuff indeed there for Ashton there on the medium tires. So a Jalapeno for Ashton. The old 9 lap medium tires may have maybe difficult for him to keep Rocket Lee, Smith the Almighty, and Co behind. Winnie has gone on to the medium tires. So anyone who's on the hard has gone to medium. Anyone on the medium gone to hard. Lap 10, we're only at a half distance yet. Can the medium tires go to the end from here? Then that is what we're going to be focusing on here for a bit anyway, before we get back to racing here. What absolute anarchy here. Ultimate Beast is crazy out there by the looks, Ultimate Beast is saying. Well, it has been crazy, but this is our first safety car of the night then. We had a VSC earlier on then. Dan out of the race, unfortunately, for Dan. Well, I'd love to hear Dan's point of view going into the second chicane then, but I do think this is a big turning point in the championship for Dan. With Kian away here tonight, with Kian away here tonight, it's an opportunity for Dan to potentially extend his lead, for Marsky to extend his lead as well in the championship. Marsky's still in this racing in 6th position there. So these are the kind of races that Marsky has absolutely thrived in over the course of the season. And once again, Marsky is very much showing very much taking a measured approach there, and up into 6th at the moment. 4 drivers has penalties at the moment. We'll take a look at those penalties later on in this race, but all of them so far has got 3-second penalties. No one has got a 10-second penalty. No one has got a drive-through penalty either, I do not believe. Sarah the pits on medium tyres, as we got Jenna back in the pits as well from 19th on the grid. Comeback time, watch out, says Slayer as well. Let's take stock. The top 2 have not stopped. Lap 11, we are still waiting for the drivers to catch up. Jenna leads. Hard tyres. Second position is Ashton on medium tyres. I feel that's a mistake for the top 2, but let's find out, because also you do not want to be in the pack at this same time here, because it's been absolute anarchy trying to get past anyone so far in this Grand Prix. Rocket Lee in 3rd position, Smith the Almighty in 4th. 5th position is Winnie on the fresher, softer, medium compound tyres. Marsky in 6th position on the hard tyres. Then we've got a gaggle of medium. Sick as Muck in 7th position there. Luke on a 3-second penalty on the medium tyres in 8th position. Serious pressure from the back of the grid up into 9th then. Potentially candidate for driver of the day. 10th position is Dynamo Dan. Had issues going into turn 1 there. I think he snatched the brake going into the first chicane, and it slammed into the side of one of his competitors. But luckily, though, I think he did a good job actually not to absolutely barge into someone and completely wipe him out there. So Dan did a great job, I feel, for that. Then it didn't look very good on the stream, did it? But I think that Dan snatched the brake and did the best of a bad job, and did a really good job actually keeping both him and the car he slammed to in the race. Moomin, great driving in them so far. Moomin can keep it going. I'm sure that Moomin will get some points. Albi in 12th position, good drive so far from Albi, but unfortunately for Albi, got a penalty, as has Dynamo Dan. 13th position is Duncan Dave on the medium tyre. Swanshanks in 14th. Last time we seen Swanshanks, he was scampering across the Scar chicane there, just as the safety car came out. So Swanshanks is still in 14th. Vintage 99th Grand Prix start tonight in 15th. Styles down into 16th. Styles there on the opening stage of this Grand Prix is at the back of the field. Astro John on the hard tyres in 17th. Slayer in 18th on fresh medium tyres. That could be interesting for Slayer, and you just heard what he said in the comments there. And Jenna back into the car, and beautiful helmet there, the red, green and white helmet there, very rare with the Italian flags, doing a good job in the second Ferrari. Well, we'll be on the safety car, and then we'll be back racing again then. And of course, interviews should work tonight as well, because as I found out, there's actually a mute button on the headset, which I have never even noticed. Shocking stuff indeed from myself there, because yes, I was there for ages trying to work out what was going on. I thought you can unmute it on the controller. By the way, this is a cheap headset, and I've never even didn't realise there was a button there, so somehow I muted myself on that. But anyway, nonetheless, I think the interviews went really well on Sunday. Perhaps the driver should do it all the time. LB, can you get penalties removed as I got pushed off the track and got the penalty? LB, make sure you screenshot or have a view of your incidents there. Make sure you've got all your racing incidents there, screenshot and all that kind of stuff. Send it to the admins, and the admins will then remove it, of course, because they want to make sure that you haven't got any warnings as well then, and all that kind of stuff. If you get the cut of my jib, if you don't understand that, all what remains is make sure you got a screenshot of all your racing incidents and all that kind of stuff, and then you should be fine and dandy then. Then Farf will then do his usual spiel. Safety car is coming in then. So Jenner leads the way, but has now got 11 lap hold hard tyres. But he has got a stock gap here of the Williams driver Ashton Army. Of course, Ashton Army will be on the medium tyres. What I mean by that is Ashton Army will have 11 lap hold medium tyres, which the medium tyres are probably just at their peak now of performance, or probably just after its peak, to be fair. So Ashton might have a bit of troubles there. But look at that, we've already got Slipstream then down in the back here, as there's a very, I've got to say, it's very gappy there going into turn one there. That's not the right word, but let's carry on with it anyway. They're very spread out then after the safety car. And look at that, then there's Ashton's already lost out. Down into third position, there goes Ashton. Then Rocket League Para's on the outside, and he's now a pit stop in front of Jenner at this stage of proceedings. Jenner's trying to rocket away here, but unfortunately can't so coming to the second chicane there. Winning now in fifth position there. Varsky in sixth. Ooh, is that there? That is Luke trying to get past the Kick Sauber of Seeker's Mutt, but at the moment, no dice moment. Serious pressure in seventh position there. Is that movement having a sniff on the inside of Dynamo Dan? It is, but no dice so far for the Red Bull driver. I'll be in 12th position there. As no, we're not going to go for it anymore because Smithfield Martin has lost out, and up into fourth position goes Winning. Winning has drove superbly well in his first three races since returning to the McLaren team, since returning to ALR Formula 1 bronze. He has been superb, hasn't he? And now he's all over the gearbox of Ashton Army, who has not stopped, and Ashton might be trying to go for soft tyres to the end of the Grand Prix. That'll be interesting. On the inside goes Sick and Smoke, contact between the two cars, and now on the inside goes Sick and Smoke. Through he goes, Winnie is through. Ashton is dropping down the order, and Ashton now into the pits. Ashton is and now coming through. Then Marsky is now into a fourth position. Here he is, and he could be in front as well because Winnie has got no DRS, and here comes Marsky, not quite there, and going into turn one. Oh my gosh, and Marsky, Sickersmuck has made contact with Winnie. Sickersmuck has spun Winnie around there. Goodness gracious me. And now Marsky in full position. Sickersmuck may have damage there on that Sauber, and that's unfortunate there, as Luke is now in sixth position with serious pressure in seventh. Winnie's dropped all the way down to 16th. That is painful for Winning. Jenner still leads by a second in front of Rocket League. Smithfield Mighty in third position. Marsky in fourth. Fifth is Sickersmuck. Luke and Sickersmuck there are getting very cozy with each other here into the two Lesmos there. Goodness gracious me. And Serious Specialist also wants to be a part of that party as well. Look at the DRS being open here. Goodness gracious me. It's like synchronized swimming. Now Moomin there is also wants to be involved in this party as well. Moomin driving superbly well. If Moomin was the reserve driver, he'd be my vote for driver of the day, especially over the last couple of races. He's been superb. Moomin's been superb there. Luke there is now lost out then to Serious Mushroom. And my goodness me. And there's a ricochet between the three cars here. Then there's no DRS, and there's a Ferrari off in the background. And no, I think that's Jenner off the circuit in the background, unfortunately, at the Ascari chicane. I know that turn all too well, unfortunately, out of the final turn there. And now there's DRS here, and this is where the fun is meant to begin, really. Here comes Dynamo Dan. There he goes. Wow, he is through and up into sixth position. Contact, and there's more debris off the circuit. When some major debris got off, and Sickersmuck and Moomin, I'm going to be honest, I'm not surprised by that because they have been very close to each other over the last couple of laps or so. But goodness gracious me, dicing with fates there in the last couple of races. Jenna, unfortunately, has retired from this race, and now Sickersmuck, and now we've got LB also involved in this battle as well. As goodness gracious me, the two kicks out. That's the and LB has gone into Duncan Dave, and unfortunately I don't think LB seeing the McLaren on the outside there, unfortunately, and now Winnie is unfortunately Janet's out of the Grand Prix after a horror show race, unfortunately for Janet. Then now we've got Hungry Styles having a new 10th position, great 17th there for Styles. Oh my word, absolute anarchy in this Grand Prix. Wow, incredible stuff indeed. Always Styles had a bit of a encouragement going for the Ascari chicane now from Winnie. Back at the front then, what has occurred here? Smithfield Mighty's all over the back of Marsky here as Swanshane's got past Astra John. Gap in the front is 3/10 of a second out. Rocket League does not need to be too concerned by this, and he's all over the gearbox. He's got DRS, and Jenner has lost the lead here, and now Rocket League takes the lead as Jenner made a mistake by not coming in the pits. He still needs to pit pit in this race, in this run. There's Jenner there, and I'm wondering if Jenner's going to be feeling having a bit of that sinking feeling. Smithy Almighty's now in the third position there. Marsky is fourth. Cirrus Mushroom to a superb fifth. Donovan Dan is now in a superb sixth as well, but it's got penalties. Movement, great driving seventh. Luke in eighth position with Sick as Muck in ninth. 10th is Stars with Woody in 11th position. 12th is Slayer. 13th is Vintage. Then we've got Albi, followed by Astro John, followed by Swanshanks in 14th, 15th, and 16th position. As getting very close then into the second chicane. The gap at the front is now starting to extend then. Who let Mushroom cook? Ultimate Beast saying Mushroom come from 19th on the grid and is flown up into 5th then. Cirrus Mushroom, great stump lead. Rocket Lee, who is currently leading this race then into the Scar chicane now, on board with Jinner, who will have soft tires, I believe, and I'm sure he's going to go on the soft tires. Can the soft tires get to the end though? At what sensible lap is what I'm asking, or trying to ask anyway. Oh my word, as Jenner having a look there into the parabolica. Rocket Lee does not need to fight this one. He's got 2 seconds as Jenner almost losing the car out of a Scar chicane. Rocket Lee does not need to fight this one. You can see the gap is now over a second and a half. So Rocket Lee could let Jenner go here, and then he could just tow him along there as Rocket Lee has dropped down into second position. Now, as Marsky's up into third here. Interesting. Rocket Lee has never won a Grand Prix. Marsky has won a Grand Prix. Marsky has finished runner-up or third in this championship a few seasons ago. Is Rocket Lee, if they're 1-2, the RB team, of course, I'm already thinking so far in advance how this race is, we've still got 10 more laps to go, but if it's a 1-2 for RB, is Rocket Lee going to let his teammate through? Marsky, who's challenging for the championship, with Rocket Lee never winning a Grand Prix so far, and possibly could have and should have deserved a Grand Prix win already, or is Rocket Lee, of course, he's a racer, isn't he? There, surely he's not going to be. Surely he can't let his teammate through here. I don't know, to be honest. Rocket Lee has elected not to get a DRS there, but also I think that Rocket Lee needs to be concerned because he's been fighting with Jinner. Now look, they're under a second now between Smithy Almighty, Marsky, and Cirrus Mushroom, and Dynamo Dan is also coming as well. Rocket Lee may have to start to think about cooking again if he wants to have a comfortable buffer. Jinner still leads this race, so and look at that, Rocket Lee very shrewd there from Rocket Lee. Wants to be in DRS, so he's now got DRS. Jinner into the pits, but Rocket Lee then has he got DRS? No, I think he's missed the line there. I thought that he was behind Jinner on the line then, potentially. I may have missed that completely. But as now we got to a RB1-2, have we? No, not quite. Smithy Almighty is just turning in front there. Remember, Smithy Almighty are part of the championship battle as well, as is Cirrus Mushroom. Driver as Cirrus Mushroom and Smithy Almighty a bit further back in the championship. So this is a good opportunity there to really reel in the top runners, especially with Dan down on the race, especially with Kia not scoring. And Jinner has he made a strategical error here? We'll find out, because I think that Jinner is going to be quicker than a hiccup in the final stage of this Grand Prix. Dynamo Dan in 5th position, Movement in 6th, great drive. Luke 7th, Winnie, who was in the battle for this race win, unfortunately down in 8th position now after contact into turn 1 for Winnie. We'll see how that one transpires. As now then, Rocket Lee is 5/10 of a second away from Smithy. As maybe the battle with Jinner. I said he didn't have to rush too much and had to take his time. Actually, that's a big mistake because he lost over a second and a half to 2 seconds, didn't he, between the chasing pack, and now that has allowed them to get into DRS range. Who is not in DRS range, by the way, is Marsky. So Smithy Almighty is absolutely firing on all cylinders in this one now, and the Ferrari, the Scuderia, would absolutely be overjoyed with a race win. Jinner's got a 3-second penalty. That might be frustration for the pole sitter. Dynamo Dan is now in 4th position now, taking points out of Dan Dan's championship rival here. That's potentially important in this one. Now it's the top 5 who's challenging for the race win. Luke has got past Movement. Movement dropped down into 7th position, but still a great drive for Movement. And Movement's got no penalties either, so that could he could cash in later on in this one. Back on board with Smithy Almighty. Smithy Almighty then could be looking at getting a Ferrari win here. Winnie on the outside of Movement. Moomin. Look left. Winnie has absolutely flown away. As I think the Moomin might be all out of rears deployment there in the Red Bull, unfortunately. And might be a sitting duck there. Whoa, what's happened? And there's contact, and Winnie's off the circuit. Oh no, and Winnie has had two major contacts in this race. I don't think either of them has been his fault for winning. There's going to be a lot of frustration in that McLaren because Winnie has driven this superlative race and he's going to come away with absolutely nothing, I feel, in this one. That's how I determine it anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. So we just coming out of the Ascar chicane now. But Winnie is going to be absolutely furious. Moving back up into 7th position there. Styles in 8th and Slayer up into a superb 9th and 6th back in 10th position. They're all over each other here. As now Rocket Lee is trying to defend then. Let's the top two that are going to be very close going across the line. I don't know where to look, to be honest. And we're going to look at the top two because here comes Smithy. The Trofosi. Who is it? The Trofosi expects here, and Smithy on what he has delivered. He takes the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. Wow, incredible 17. As now Slayer, wow, 3 and 2 for the price of one. He shops at B&M. Brilliant maneuver. Here comes moving up into no, he's still they finish there, and also getting encouragement out of the chicane from it. Sick as muck as well. Vintage on the cusp of some points there, and Vintage I think is on the preferred hard tire because I fitted those hard tires. Rocket Lee! Oh no! Rocket Lee has driven a superlative race and he's off the circuit. What has happened to Rocket Lee? Oh my word. As Martin Brundle said, I haven't been disappointed since Shrek 2, and I am absolutely disappointed for Rocket Lee because he was driving a superlative Grand Prix, was Rocket Lee, and I must say that is absolutely, that is absolutely devastating for us viewing, and for Rocket Lee himself. All the Rocket fans out there, for all the RB fans out there, they are going to be absolutely devastated with this. Rocket Lee, it's not all done and dusted yet for Rocket Lee. He has a chance, but it's slim now with on lap 20 out of 27. What an absolute shame there. So Smithfield Mighty leads by almost 2 seconds from Marsky in 2nd position there. Smithfield Mighty is really gate crashing the championship. I mentioned at the beginning of the programme. Marsky is in 2nd position there. He's going to take the lead in the Drivers' Championship. Marsky is brilliant stuff indeed for the 2nd RB. Well, I did question whether RB might ask Rocket Lee to move over. Unfortunately for Rocket Lee and for everyone else, or his fans out there, Rocket Lee we ain't going to be able to get the answer to that question because Rocket Lee is down in 6th position now. Something went a bit wrong at the 2nd chicane. Here's Vintage, and Vintage's tyres are now very much in prima working racing condition. And in 10th position is Vintage. Great drive on his 99th Grand Prix start. Moomin having a bit of a tail swag there, and Astra John there was trying to go through, but Moomin slammed the door shut on the toes of Astra John. So Astra John is going to go into the 6th Lesbo. Oh, contact. Oh, and into the wall. Astra John out of the race. Moomin lost control on the outside. And that is a safety car. That's a huge shunt there. And, oh dear. I think Moomin just went a bit wide there and half spun. And Astra John, unfortunately, in the wrong place at the wrong time. This safety car is now really thrown a double six in this Grand Prix. And into the pits, there comes the race leader. Dynamo Dan's in the pits as well. What are these drivers going to do? They're all coming into the pits. Is anyone? It's a VSC. No, I think it is a safety car. I'm wondering if anyone is going to roll the dice and stay out here. Rocket Lee's in the pits as well. Who's that? That's Styles has stayed out here. So Hungry Styles has stayed out. He's going to take the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. What's Styles doing? Well, Styles, I thought was going to take lead, but he slopped all on the circuit. Was Styles... Styles has got issues. What's happened to Styles here? Styles there, it looks like he's stopping and starting, and we've got both problems. There's both Haas's are, as I think they're just letting him through, but Styles, who was going to take the lead, there's issues for Hungry Styles. What is going on here with Styles' car? That's a shame for Styles because he is now not only now on older tyres in the heart of the midfield, he didn't pit, and now he's lost a lot of time and track position as well. Jinner is on a very new medium tyre, so Jinner's back up in the 5th position there. Smithfield Mighty leads then, so technically he hasn't lost anything at all, apart from his very comfortable 2-second gap then. Astra Astra John out of the Grand Prix, Jenna out of the Grand Prix as well, along with Dan Dan in this very eventful Italian Grand Prix. Sick as Muck has got medium tires there. Driver of the Day vote is out then, but I would say probably do not vote just yet because, oh my word, oh my goodness me, and Rocket League almost into the back of the crocodile. Oh my gosh. I would say don't vote just yet because this race I think is gonna have some more twists and turns in this race. Driver Dave, Marsky, Smithy, Dynamo Dan, and Mushroom then is all in the all in the votes at the moment now. So get your votes in or don't get your votes in just yet. I would say because you would probably want to see what happens at the end of this Grand Prix. Magnificent stuff indeed. Oof, I'm gonna now just sit back, have a sip of me monster, and prepare for what is going to be a sprint finish and to this incredible Italian Grand Prix. And the Ferrari leads, which is what the Scuderia wants. And I would love to know what happened to Stars. I reckon Winnie's got a 10-second penalty for a severe collision. I'm not sure if Stars had a wrong doubter on the start-finish straight, because for some reason Stars was stopping on the start-finish straight, and it's probably telling him that he's about to get a drive-through penalty or something like that. So Styles does not want to drive through penalty. There's a wing change as well from Styles. So Styles there is going for a wing change. So we'll have fresher medium tyres. Winnie into the pits, and probably getting rid of that 10-second penalty then before we get going for the final couple of laps in this Grand Prix. Out he comes now. Moving also on the soft tyres there. So then as we come to the end of this Grand Prix, penalties are only 3-second penalties up and down the field then for Dynamo Dan, for Ginner and for Luke. 6 seconds for Albie. Albie, we're hoping to get rid of 3 of those seconds then, of course. So that's an appeal that the drivers can throw into the stewards then, and it's the stewards' discretion then if they want to remove it or not. Of course, they have to have evidence and all that kind of jazz. Aston Army once again in the top 10. Astra's been Aston. Sorry, I've been saying Astra all night. I'm like, goodness me, it's because we got Astra John in here as well. Aston Army has been the top 10 twice now, and not only that, he's had great pace, like in Zandvoort there. So this man is starting to really elevate his performance in that Williams car, and have been driving a superb season as well then for Astra John. One of my drivers of the season, personally, if I'm allowed to vote, but I might have to ask Farf nicely, was fluttering my eyelids then. I thought I was going down a very different avenue there. Safety car is still on that. Bert Mylander is just at the moment leading us away then. Thank you very much, as we're now up to 629 subscribers, I think. Holy moly. Can we get to 650 then before the season's out? That'd be great stuff indeed. If that is the case, ALR will release our calendar. Out to the final turn then, and the safety car. A very late call for the safety car to come in the pit lane. Where's Byrne? Well, there he goes. Where's Smithy? That's who we need to be concerned by. Smithy is going to go now, and there it is, and for the final showdown here in Imola, here in Italy then. Smithy Almighty leads, and no DRS yet, but there'll be DRS at the end of this lap. There's already slipstreaming each other there, and this is a much more condensed field then, and with just a couple of laps to go, there's who was that then? That was one of the kick Saubers, and there's contact, and Albie, and both Saubers have gone into each other, and Styles is, and who's that? That's awful, and Styles, Winnie, and Swanshanks. It's an absolute mess of a start here, then. Almost similar to the qualifying session here in 2019 or 18. I can't remember which one it was, but that's an absolute horror show of a start there for Swanshanks, Styles, Albie, Ashton, Swanshanks, and Winnie there. Unfortunately, we did not see who's done what in that, but we might be able to find out before we go off air. But highly unlikely. But I think a lot of drivers are going to be pointing the finger at each other after this race. It's been a very tense and a highly sprung Grand Prix, this one has. Smithy Almighty leads, and Smithy Almighty, of course, who is only 30-odd points away in the championship there, going for his 3rd Grand Prix win of the season, his 6th podium of the season as well. On the outside goes Jenner. Smith, Serious Mushroom knows he does not need to worry about Jenner too much because he's got a 3-second penalty. Has Jenner, but Jenner is going to be a very quick menace for the final stage of the Grand Prix. That 25 1.5, 3 seconds, 3 laps to go. Then Jenner goes up into 4th position now. I have stubbed my toe. Serious Massive going back up the inside. Not quite. Incredible stuff indeed. Where's Vintage? Vintage and Moon in 5th position as well. Now, I think the Vintage does, as he's had a lot of good pace here tonight. Vintage has. Sarah's got a 3-second penalty. That's going to be costly. Sarah's Mushroom there. Marsky's going for it here in the Daniel Roger chicane. I remember what it's called. Fantastic. It's only taken me almost 50 laps, but I've finally done it. Jenner is now in 4th position, but does have a 3-second penalty. Smithy then on course for his 3rd Grand Prix win. What about Marsky? Open to get a 2nd Grand Prix win. Marsky's game has been all about consistency. He's got 6 podiums this season, going for a 7th podium now. Smith Monty is also going for a 7th podium as well in this Grand Prix. Dynamo Dan, what a drive for Dynamo Dan. He's driven a superb Grand Prix. Has Dynamo Dan here today, and unfortunately Dynamo Dan does have penalties. Serious Mushroom currently will be elevated onto the podium as well. Ultimate Beast, OMG, that's exactly what I was thinking there. There's the top 11. The remaining top 6, unfortunately, have kind of come to blows of each other, and more issues as well for Winnie. I think that Winnie's going to be very frustrated in that McLaren, because Winnie was on course to get some good points there. Lap 26 out of 27, Marsky takes the lead then, but remember what happened last season between Jay Higgs, between Brooksy, and between Kiki. It was a very strategical season, wasn't it? We could see something similar now. Vintage up in the 10th position. Fantastic drive from Vintage. Fantastic drive from Moon as well. Both drivers have been absolutely supreme tonight then. And both drivers do probably deserve points then. But at the moment, they're kind of outside of that 3-second window for anyone above them to get those points then. On board with Smithy. Lap 26 out of 27. 2 laps to go. 1.5 laps to go to be precise here. Jinner has recovered to his superb third position. A bit of luck may be involved for Jinner, but I think Jinner will be grinning just to get some good points here tonight, I feel. But, Jinner almost off the circuit there. Of course, that would have been almost a carbon copy of Astra John losing there. Not Astra John, I think it was... Movement that lost it, and Asher John was an innocent bystander in that, albeit they were fighting for position, so maybe maybe not too innocent there, but potentially, certainly I don't think he was the cause of the final incident. And potentially, Sickers Muck and Albi are a swap position there. Both King Sauber's involved in all that fracas, on the opening stage of the safety car coming in then, and now then here comes Smithy. Marsky is using all the deployment, then let's go on board now. 21% then, 38% for Marsky. Marsky has had a great job with the battery. And now going into turn 1, then yellow flag. Swanshanks is out of the Grand Prix on the final lap, or second to last lap. And he's gone off at the Parabolica. And look at that. Marsky has done a great job. Look at how much Swift has got enough percentage in the battery left. Marsky currently leads the Grand Prix, going for a second Grand Prix in a row. And will take the lead in the driver standings out by 24 points. Swanshanks out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately. But I think that Marsky, what that is about the Earth's deployment management, about saving the battery. Smithy is in DRS here, but I think he hasn't got enough battery deployment, and Marsky's got a decent advantage now, 7/10 of a second. That may not sound like a lot, but in Italy, it is absolutely a lot then in terms of 1 lap to go, in terms of lack of Earth's deployment as well, just on board with Marsky then, and Marsky then going for a second Grand Prix win of the season. Luke and Rocket Lee, oh my word, Rocket Lee, what a shame. He's driven superbly well today, very unlucky, possibly could have and should have won his first Grand Prix, out of the final turn there, and then here comes up to the line now, and Marsky wins the second Grand Prix of his career, of his season. He wins the Italian Grand Prix, and Serious Mushroom comes home fourth. Jinner, it comes home third. That's a great recovery drive from Jinner. And maybe Jinner potentially could be your driver of the day as well. But Marsky has taken the lead in the Drivers' Championship. Has got a 24-point lead now, ish. Smithy Almighty second, Jinner in third position, the Serious Mushroom 2/10 of a second away in fourth, Duncan Dave with a beautiful fifth position there. There's going to be a lot of disappointing drivers after this race, and there's going to be a lot of angry drivers, I feel, as well, after what has been a very eventful Italian Grand Prix. But Marsky wins this race. Do you think with that late safety car, do you think that Smithy Almighty could have won this race? That is going to be the question on Smithy Almighty's mind, going for his third Grand Prix win. Instead, it is Marsky getting his second Grand Prix win of the season, taking the lead. Not only taking the lead, but taking the lead emphatically in this Italian Grand Prix. Marsky punch in the air with a brilliant drive today to the win here. And we're going to take a look at the final classification, hopefully, if it actually works, which would be great stuff indeed then. And as you can see there's Marsky on top of the world here. RB getting their second win of the season there. Of course, in their debut season here at Bronze as well. Of course, as they used to be the Toro Rosso team. They have a lot of rich history here, don't they? Of course, winning as the Toro Rosso team and then the AlphaTauri team. Marsky carries on the legacy with the RB, with winning for RB as well. Fantastic stuff indeed. That Farf is not amused. The head steward is not amused with some of the shenanigans here tonight, but so that's going to be interesting what Farf's take on that is. Marsky ain't going to care because he is the Grand Prix winner. Second win of the season here in the Italian Grand Prix. Smithy second by just 0.6 of a second. We just read that Ginner would have had that if there wasn't a collision between himself and Rocket Lee. Serious Mushroom from 20th on the grid to 4th, and drive of the day as well. Great stuff. Duncan Day, brilliant drive to 5th. Dynamite down to 6th, and strongest performance of the season for Dynamite down. Unfortunately, only got 6 position for it. Luke 7th, Slayer in 8th, great drive. Moomin deserves those points out of the last couple of races there. Vintage, great drive on his 99th start. Rocket Lee, what a shame there for Rocket Lee. I think could have and should have deserved more. Stars in 12th, Sickers Monk 13th, Ashton 14th, Albi 15th with winning in 16th. Swanshanks, Astra John Jennett and Dandan all retired from this epic Italian Grand Prix. Magnificent stuff indeed there from all those drivers up and down the field then. And incredible stuff indeed that. I think I've got 2 drivers into the comms box as well, which is great stuff indeed. Let's start with Marsky if you can. Marsky, your second Grand Prix win the season. That late safety car then, did that help you win this Grand Prix, or did you feel you still had it in the bag before that late safety car?
I felt I could have won it either way with the safety car or not. I felt I was reeling in Smithy nice and slow, just looking after my tyres to attack him at the end. And then I got him eventually.
And if you can, let's talk about. I started off with that safety car first because that's the first one I remember. One absolute crazy race that was. Then first thing I want to ask you about is the team tactics between yourself and Rocket Lee. If Rocket Lee was in front of you, would Rocket Lee have let you through? Because I was having a query about that halfway through the race. Or don't you expect your teammate to move over and let you through?
If he was being faster than me, I would have let him stop in front. And the day it's points for the team. With me being in the position I'm in, I'm kind of challenging for the drivers, and I would like to win the constructors as well. Because Rocket's been quick all season. He's just had a lot of bad luck along the way, so it would have been nice for him to get a win and boost his confidence and take him into the last couple of races.
I've always liked to stir the pot. Now let's get on to the more important things. This is your second Grand Prix win of the season, and you take the lead in the Drivers' Championship. Then, absolutely brilliant stuff today. Of course, a bit of a difficult day for Dandan, not getting any points then. So you've got quite a mammoth lead now going into the non-European races. Now then, as we go into Azerbaijan in a week's time.
Yeah, it's a lucky result for me, really. A lot of people got a bit desperate into turn 1 and turn 2, making a lot of mistakes. So I just hung back and waited for it to clear up and kept it clean as I could with people spinning out in front of me. And yeah, got a nice lead going into Azerbaijan. So just got to keep scoring consistently, and hopefully it pays off towards it at the end of the season.
Around the mid stage of that race, then, of course, you was coming through the field quite nicely, and you also had so much urge deployment as well. Then, how do you save urge deployment around here, or is that a secret that you're not going to give away?
I'm not going to say anything.
Keep your cards close to your chest. That's a shame because I kind of needed it after last week. Let's come. And of course, Sarah, as I said, then you are leading the championship going into Azerbaijan now. Now you're leading the championship, and now they become the hunter to the hunted. Then how are you going to change your approach, or can you change your approach, or are you going to feel like you're going to be driving a bit more conservatively going into Baku?
I'm just going to stay the same and try to do the best I can. Obviously, capitalise in the race. I'm not as fast as these pole setters. If I start changing the way I go driving, that's when mistakes can creep in and end up not scoring any points. So keep it the same, maximise my performances each race, and see where I end up.
Really good stuff today. Well done, Marsky. What a brilliant drive indeed. Then your second Grand Prix win of the season. You talked about consistency as well. Of course, you've got 7 podiums this season. You've been very much. I think that's about a 50% strike rate. That's really good stuff indeed. But we got Baku coming. We got a lot of difficult tracks coming. We got Baku. We got Singapore. Circuits where a lot of chaos can happen. I must admit, I didn't actually factor Italy as being a chaotic race then. So you said you weren't going to change your approach then, but do you feel a bit concerned about these races coming up?
Well, Azerbaijan, I'm concerned about the walls and people with last ditch dives, but no, I'm just going to give it full beans every race and hopefully it pays off.
Really good stuff today, Morsky. Absolutely brilliant drive. How would you rank those in terms of your Grand Prix wins so far in your career?
It was a nervous one. I'll put it up there, but I think put it just beyond China when I got it on the last corner on the last lap. That was the best one, I think.
Good stuff indeed. Well done, Morsky. Brilliant job. Your new championship leader in bronze as well. Oh, my word. Serious Russian, please change your approach. Let's come to Smithy Almighty. Smithy, I was thinking that potentially you had that Grand Prix, but last lap safety car. But Marsky felt that you may have had the measure over you then in the final stages. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with him. He was a little bit, he had a little bit more speed than me today. So yeah, I was hoping and praying at after that last safety car restart, but I had a little inkling he was going to get me, if I'm honest.
Oh, that's a shame. I was trying to stir the pot. But anyway, a good second stay, and I've actually factored you in the championship fight now. I factored you in before the start of the race, though. So now with, of course, the championship leader Dandan not scoring today, albeit Marsky is the new championship leader with quite a mammoth advantage now going into Baku. Um, do you feel that now this is now starting to become a real possibility for yourself?
For the top three, yes. For the top, no. I think that Marvski's still got the edge on me. I think it's going to take something like a DNF or something like that in order for the gap to close. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still a few races left of the season, so anything could happen. But I think at the moment my target is to just try and keep racking up as many points as I possibly can and taking advantage of the other guys that are a bit harder than me. They're kind of unlucky performances.
You talk about unlucky performances. There was a lot of anarchy in this race, and I think that there are some moments where you was very much in the middle there. I think that Winnie was involved in a couple of a couple of incidents as well. Poor Winnie. But what did you make of some of the driving on that today? What would you make of it?
I mean, to be fair, from what I saw, look, just like the couple of incidents where I saw a couple of drivers come together was in the first chicane, freeze turn one and two, and I just think a couple of drivers may have been a little bit eager, but I was a little bit far back. I couldn't see it. Obviously, I won't be able to judge until obviously the race review's been out. But from my point of view, it wasn't horrendous. But I was in the party with Winnie at the same time, and I think he had a little bit of a different race to me, especially towards the second half. So maybe towards the back of the field or a bit further back, it wasn't as good. But I think there was a fair bit of respect shown at the top, especially between myself and Marvsky, and I think Ginner as well. He nearly got me at the end to return the favour from last week. So, but yeah, I think towards the end, back might have been a bit worse than the front.
And now then, as I said to Marsky, this wasn't a race where I had on my agenda is going to be absolutely chaotic. I was kind of going to put my feet up, really, enjoy the show. It was anything but that today. You made me work harder than yourselves, I think. But going into Baku, that is a danger race, I feel, as is Singapore as well. There's going to be safety cars. The walls are quite close, as Marsky mentioned there. What are you concerned about in that race? Marsky is concerned about potentially some of his adversaries maybe pulling out some last-ditch runs. But what are you concerned about in Baku?
Yeah, I think he's kind of hit the nail on the head there. That's always a bit of a concern back here, and I think not only a concern coming from other drivers, but for me, that's one of those tracks, especially in the final sector and stuff like, or towards the end of the second sector, with a downhill braking zone. Sometimes you don't intentionally mean to put it down the front end, but you just don't have the grip. So I'm hoping someone doesn't put the nose down on me, but at the same time, I'm kind of hoping I don't do it to someone else at the same time. But yeah, walls are going to be an issue there. Especially again mentioning the same corner, going if you downhill braking zone, if you go into it a bit too deep, then chances are you're going to lose the front of your wing. So yeah, there's a couple of concerns going into it, but yeah, just got to try and stay on track where we can.
A couple? Oh gosh. I've got no chance tomorrow then. Absolutely incredible stuff. Well done today, Smithy. Well done, Marsky as well. Brilliant drives out. Marsky's your new championship leader in bronze. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. Serious Mercer can tell us what he's in because he started from the back there. Jenna saying, sorry I can't join comms, but great drive back to the podium. Great drive indeed there from Jenna then, as it looked a bit on the back foot there where he did not pit under the first safety car. Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed then. That is going to be it then for bronze tonight then. I'll see you on Sunday, I believe, for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Knowles will be taking you through the 100% tomorrow. I must say that I'm probably not going to get very far. I reckon I should get to lap 2 before something goes awry, so that might be a short night for me as well. I'll see you on Sunday, though, for a great race in Azerbaijan. I cannot wait then. It's going to be a pretty incredible